What's going on YouTube? We got anime without fillers feels empty, and here's why. I'm gonna be honest. When I was watching Dragon Ball Z for the first time, I was watching the little tournament arc with Polycon. I think that's his name. When Goku died, when he turned Super Saiyan, Super Kaioken or whatever. Hot take. They should make that should have been canon somehow. I'm gonna be honest. If Goku turned Super Kaioken, he could have no diff cell. If we be honest here, but yeah. Second hot take. Naruto got the best fillers, but Bleach got the funniest fillers. You know what I'm saying? One Piece, I haven't watched One Piece yet. I'm like episode 23. I got like 10 years ago. But let's get straight to the video.
Remember when filler used to be the worst thing in anime? Naruto's swing scene again, Gaara's tragic childhood for the 6th time, One Piece dragging us through long ring.
No, my bad for the pause, but they was egging Obito backstory a little too much. During the Shippuden. They was egging his backstory, which makes sense, but at the same time, it was back to back to back to back. Oh my god.
Like it was a punishment. We complained about it, we skipped it, and we memed it to death. But now, I kind of miss it. Because somewhere along the way, anime stopped slowing down, characters stopped hanging out, and those weird, unnecessary, kind of pointless episodes, they started to feel like something we don't get anymore. And that's what made me want to look into what filler gave us and what anime might have lost when it slowly disappeared. While filler may have a bad reputation, it wasn't always just recycled animation or off-model character art. It was more of the in-between. It was the episodes that weren't in the manga but filled the world in ways the manga never had time to. Like when Naruto got paired up with Kiba, Shino, and Hinata for some random mission about finding a beetle that could magically track down Sasuke. Or when Rock Lee and Might Guy dragged him into some absurd side quest about the curry of life, both of which were hilarious. And yeah, I'll admit, these episodes didn't push the plot forward, but they made the world feel alive. They gave you moments with characters you didn't know as much about, and made them feel real.
And also, Naruto fillers, it makes sense to the canon, right? Prime example, my guy Utatara, the sixth Jinchuriki, his backstory and like his whole arc, it makes sense to Naruto canon because like it fits so perfect. That's what I'm trying to say. It fits so perfect. What other little canon art that makes sense? The third tail, it makes sense. The Koski is after it, and I think the Karin, I think that's her name. The pink diamond girl. It just all makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
They made the village feel like an actual place, not just a backdrop. And I could say the same about One Piece as well. The Straw Hats were always vibing, cooking, fighting over food, playing stupid games. Filler gave them space to breathe, to just exist. And that space, that's where a lot of the heart lived. One Piece has all...
Let me look for something real quick. Hold on. Alright, so we're gonna pause the video real quick. This was the funniest filler episode of all time. It was too funny. Hold on, let me just skip to the fight. You know what? We'll start from right here. It was too
no free for all. It's a massacre.
This was too funny.
Man, it's 3 against 1.
What are you gonna do? The guy brought it on himself.
All right, knock it off!
What's this? You taking his side?
Well, of course not.
I hope this will get
Why
copyright.
don't we knock it off? It's me that you keep hitting, you idiot!
Yeah? Well, it's me you keep picking. They're both idiots. He's an outsider.
No, he's not. He's Team Kakashi. He's a comrade now.
Oh, he got switched up.
You'd never catch me getting involved in any of that kid stuff. Looks like we got a new man in the village, huh?
Where did he came from?
He decided to forge bonds of...
This man Rock Lee was all the way over there. He hear people fighting. He like, oh my god, they didn't invite me? Disrespectful.
Comradeship and a mighty meeting of fists! And forgot to invite Rock Lee!
They're all pretty tough. This could go on forever.
Man Beast Clone! Severe! Expansion Jutsu! Shadow Clone! Wind Style!
They forgot about Choji.
I'm not back!
Oh my god.
Now then, let's celebrate this
Just meeting a fist
Yeah,
with
that's
some
the end
barb.
of it.
Remember
Alright, back
when
to the
filler
video.
used to be the
I'm sorry, I
worst
just
thing
had
in
to.
anime? Naruto switch. Remember when filler
Why did it? Damn it. What were we?
characters you
Good stuff
didn't know
right
as
here.
much about and made them feel real. They made the village feel like an actual place, not just a backdrop. And I could say the same about One Piece as well. The Straw Hats were always vibing, cooking, fighting over food, playing stupid games. Filler gave them space to breathe, to just exist. And that space, that's where a lot of the heart lived. One Piece has always had this unique energy about it. Sometimes it's epic, sometimes it's dumb, and sometimes it just wants to hang out. That's why its filler never felt completely disconnected. Even the silliest arcs added something to the crew dynamic. Let's take Long Ring Longland as an example. It's where the actual manga content was extended with a lot of filler. And yeah, it was goofy and it stalled the story. But you got to see the Straw Hats participate in these seemingly dumb games. You got to see Luffy go head to head with all sorts of weird characters, and you got that iconic boxing scene with Luffy and Usopp. On top of that, you got Sanji and Zoro arguing over something dumb every 5 minutes. It gave us a moment to pause and really have fun with the crew seeing their dynamics together. Or the G8 arc, which is easily one of the best filler arcs in anime. There was no big villain, no world-ending threat, just the crew stuck in a marine base trying not to get caught. It didn't matter that it wasn't canon, what mattered was the vibe. The world felt real and the characters felt like people you wanted to spend time with. And that's exactly what filler did. It reminded you that this wasn't just a grand adventure, it was a story about the bonds, the arguments, the laughs, everything that made them feel like a family. And let's go back to the Naruto filler for a moment. After Naruto and Sasuke fought in the Valley of the End, the story hit pause. And for a lot of us at the time, that pause felt like an eternity. Dozens of episodes, no Sasuke, no big villain, just Naruto going on missions. And back then, people hated it. They called it useless, skippable, and a waste of time. But looking back now, it was kind of special, because those episodes weren't about the plot, they were about the people. Naruto teaming up with random pairings from the Konoha 11, running the hilarious missions with Lee and Might Guy. We got to see random weird combos we'd never see otherwise. They gave the background characters the spotlight, let them talk, fail, be awkward, and let them feel human. The village felt like an actual village, not just a stage for big fights, but a place where people lived, argued, trained, and tried to move on. And for Naruto, it was the last time he was just a kid trying to be acknowledged. Before the Akatsuki, before the Fourth Great Ninja War, just a lonely kid doing his best. It didn't move the story forward, but it helped us.
Hey, look, I'll try to let this rock a little and then talk more, but I gotta talk about it. I'm sorry. So, the fourth Hokage and his wife died, and it's a random casket of a baby in front of the memorial. A couple years later, you found out the nine-tailed fox is inside of a kid, and you hate him. Not once, nobody was like, yellow hair. I'm pretty sure that's the kid that was in front of the fourth Hokage and his wife during the funeral a couple years ago, or probably like a week ago. That might be their child. And then the nine-tailed fox inside of him, why are we bullying him? Like, why are we trying to, make him mad and he go AWOL? Let's try to be nice. You know what I'm saying? The only person that was nice to him was the ramen guy. Hot take. I'm gonna be honest. Aruka Sensei was one of the people that didn't like Naruto too. But no one want to point that out. Like I seen a picture of people that never hated Naruto or whatever. Hinata, Rock Lee. I'm not Rock Lee. I guess you could put Rock Lee on that list. But it was Hinata, Sasuke, the third Hokage, 106, Jiraiya, and Aruka Sensei. Me personally, I switch Aruka Sensei with the ramen guy. That's just me.
Sit with the characters before everything changed. But filler didn't just disappear by accident, it got pushed out by the current state of the anime industry. Back in the 2000s, shows like One Piece and Naruto ran every week, no breaks, no seasons, just constant episodes, whether the manga was ready or not. That meant filler was a necessity. Studios needed time to let the manga breathe, so they added in between arcs, detours, and downtime. But today, anime doesn't really work like that anymore. Most modern shonen is seasonal, you get 12 episodes, maybe 24 if you're lucky. Then it goes on a break again for a year or 2 or even 3.
Okay, you know what? I'm sorry, I keep pausing, but I just found out that Solo Leveling was announced back in 2022 and the season dropped at 24. So apparently season 3 might drop around 2028. Are you kidding me? I'm gonna be honest. Just give us some fillers. This would be a great time to drop some fillers with solo leveling. Cause you mean time I gotta wait till 2028, probably 2030 for freaking solo leveling? Look, I'm already waiting for a couple of rom-coms, you know what I'm saying? Nagatoro, Married Couple, Danger in My Heart, and probably some others. Shit, it's been what? Damn near 4 or 5 years for Dragon Ball Super Season 2. Daima, it wasn't that bad, but it was okay. I'm not giving Boruto a watch, but speaking of Boruto, but Boruto, I might give him a watch from my dog TOS Age. You know what I'm saying? Even though he called me a lizard, but but yeah, like I gotta wait 2028 for season 3 solo leveling. I'm out. Just start my One Piece arc. Just watch One Piece. Damn.
And yeah, this new model gives us higher animation quality, better pacing, tighter stories, but it also means that there's no room to breathe. Every episode has to matter, every scene has to push the story forward. I, for example, would have loved to see the Jujutsu Kaisen trio of Yuji, Megumi, and Nobara get more time just being people, hanging out, screwing up a mission, or even seeing combinations of characters we don't get to see together often complete these missions. Even simply seeing Yuji and Toto's hilarious interactions more often would have been nice. And so filler didn't just die because we hated it. It died because the industry has changed. And when filler disappeared, we didn't just lose those extra episodes. We lost the downtime, the weird, quiet, nothing really happens moments that made these worlds feel real. We lost the chance to see characters just exist, to laugh over lunch, to mess up missions, to interact with people they normally wouldn't. We lost a bit of that emotional build-up, the slow bonding that made the big moments hit even harder. Or when you see the Straw Hats argue, joke, and struggle with small things, their loyalty feels more real when it matters most. Modern anime just doesn't give us that to that same level, and it's not because the stories are worse, it's because the format doesn't allow it anymore. And yeah, the fights are gorgeous, the animation is peak, the stories are amazing, but sometimes I don't want another high-stakes battle. Sometimes I just want to see what Naruto and his friends get up to during a random day in the Hidden Leaf Village. And yeah, I'll be the first to admit, filler was never perfect. A lot of it was really just padding, waiting week after week for a new episode, only to get...
That was funny. This filler episode, that was hilarious. I kind of like that
one
one.
that didn't move the story forward. It was frustrating. In fact, a part of me is still happy that some of the more aimless filler is now gone. But as well, now that these long-running shows have ended or are nearing their end, looking back at them as complete stories, not just as weekly 20-minute episodes, you start to realize something, that some of that filler truly deserved to exist. Because it gave us something that's hard to find in anime today, which is space. Space for characters to feel like people, space for moments that didn't matter to the plot but mattered to us. And now that it's gone, I don't just notice what we gained, I notice what we lost. Yeah, the newer shows are faster, prettier, and cleaner, but sometimes they just feel a little bit more colder. That's why I kind of miss the time when anime gave us the time to linger, to waste an episode, to spend time with the world, not just the story. Because in the end, filler didn't always elevate the story, but it expanded it. It gave us moments that didn't need to be epic to be meaningful. And maybe...
Comment down below. Give me 5 Naruto/Naruto Shippuden filler characters. Give me 5. If you didn't part of this video, comment down 5 non-canon characters.
That's what I miss the most about filler episodes. And with that, I'll wrap up this video. I just want to take a moment to thank everyone for their support on my first ever video. I read through all the comments and really appreciate everyone who liked and subscribed. I really hope you all enjoyed this.
Alright, another thing is too, if Dragon Ball Super had Naruto type of fillers, doesn't always have to be fighting or whatever, but if Dragon Ball Super had Naruto type of fillers, Naruto Shippuden type of fillers, I ain't gonna lie, it could work. You could give us like somehow Goten and Trunks use a Dragon Ball to call their grandpa, but it turns out for Goten, Bardock came, not Gohan. And now Bardock is confused on why he's back, where is he, all that stuff. And he mistook Goten for Goku. And then Vegeta comes. He's wondering why the hell his dad here and Bardock is here. And then Goku enters transmission, and then boom, that's his dad. Something like that. Hey, Toei, if you hear this from me, let me get some props, you know what I'm saying? You can slide me a cool 25K for that, you know what I'm saying? But, me personally, I love filler, okay? My friend, when I was watching Naruto and Naruto Shippuden, he be telling me to skip the fillers. To be honest, I wasn't skipping it. It was actually funny, cool, all that stuff. But just like what Shonen View said, anime nowadays, like the studio or whatever, I don't they didn't even want to do filler, because if they did, we could have at least 30 something episodes of like for the anime that's like 12 episodes for season one. The rest could be filler. Like you finish a story arc, now you could give us like some filler arc. It will be funny, build some more character. Depends on the anime. Like JJK, we could see more of the trio being day to day lives or whatever, and some other stuff. Or the handsome ass devil himself, Gojo, live from his back or something like that. But if you like my yapping, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. If you don't like my yapping, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Comment down below to stop yapping, and I'll try. But yeah, yeah. Have a good one. I'm out.